Да, Игорь Лазурин, агентство ТАСС. Жень, такой вопрос. Вот смотришь на этих парней справа от тебя и думаешь ли, что ты мог быть первым среди них?
Честно, конечно, так думаю, что я могу быть среди них первым, но у меня не все получилось, и была достойная конкуренция. В принципе, я доволен и третьим местом.
Thank you. Next question.
With apologies, Ryan, this is an Australian question. Mitch, congratulations, but you suddenly find yourself with a silver medal and it's the best Australia's done tonight. Any thoughts on why that is?
Yeah, absolutely. It was a surprise to me as well. You know, I was fortunate enough to, after our medal presentation, sort of stand on full deck and watch the race unfold. And I guess in my head before the race, I was just thinking to myself, you know, we're back in Brisbane. Race you've done it 1,000 times, race exactly like you normally would. And I guess I caught myself thinking, you know, hang on a sec, you're not in Brisbane, you're at the Olympics. You know, and your mind sort of tosses over those both ideas of just you've done it before, you're at Brisbane, it's exactly like you know, and then you go, hang on a sec, no, this is the Olympics. If you sort of, I guess, stuff this up, you know, it's a 4-year wait. And so for me personally, I haven't spoken to Kate and Bronte, and it's a massive surprise. And as you know, she broke the world record in Brisbane, and at a time trial meet we held. And for me personally, going into this week, it's I guess about racing and handling that pressure and those expectations. And you know, obviously something didn't go to plan tonight, and I think she'll learn and you know, grow from that and obviously come back swinging. You know, she's the fastest freestyler in the world. You know, and you don't get that by chance. So she'll be back for sure.
Okay, next question.
Hi. Does it work? Yes. Peggy Shin with TeamUSA.org for Ryan. I was wondering if you could talk about the, you know, people like Phelps and Ryan who've been in the sport for a long time are, you know, Phelps isn't going to swim, he's going to compete again. That mantle will likely fall on you. I was just wondering if you could talk about if you've thought about what your role is going to be in the U.S. team going forward, like the future of U.S. swimming.
You know, I haven't really thought about that at all. Can you guys hear that?
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. You know, I haven't really thought about that at all. And I didn't realize, you know, people were viewing me like that. But Ryan and Michael, you know, they've paved the way for us. You know, they've kind of made professional swimming be a thing. You know, like people can get endorsements now for swimming in the U.S. and everywhere else in the world just because they've brought so much exposure to the sport. And you know, they've inspired a lot of people to swim. You know, they've inspired me to try to be my best. And you know, hopefully I can inspire other little kids to, you know, continue to improve. And, you know, I don't think it'll be one person taking over that quote unquote mantle. I think it's just going to be a group of us, you know, trying to be our best and moving forward.
Next question, please. Yes.
Mitch, will it be hard to sort of celebrate and enjoy the moment sort of with a lot of the guys the way they went tonight, I guess with Cam and Emily and a few of the others? Will it be a bittersweet feeling for you tonight?
Yeah, it's an interesting one. You know, I'm personally rooming with Matt Horton, so beginning of the week started fantastic for our room, and you know, it's such a, I guess, a mixed feeling. You know, there's athletes swimming at their best, and you know, as well as there's, like you mentioned, Cam and now tonight, you know, Kate not performing up to their absolute best, and so it is a mix. But I think we're a great supportive team. You know, we sort of said earlier in the week that it's okay to cry within the team. You know, there's been a few tears with a few people this week, and you know, we support each other. And as I mentioned before, these weeks are massive learning experiences, and you always take you know, a learning experience out of it. And I guess, you know, you come back stronger for sure. So for me personally, I won't be celebrating too much. We've got the relay tomorrow night, and so our coach will sort of pick the swimmers for that. And I have a feeling I'll probably swim tomorrow morning, so I'll try and get together with the boys, and I know they're pretty keen to have another good crack at these guys next to us.
You know, that is way too far in the future for me right now. I kind of work on a quad cycle, so you know, this is kind of the end for me, and then you know, come September, I'll sit down with Dave and Yuri, and we'll kind of plan out the next 4 years, and you know, try to see where we can improve, and you know, see if we can maybe expand my event repertoire a little bit. But you know, for now, I'm someone who's always wanting to improve. So I'm gonna look at the race video from here, study it, make adjustments in practice, technique-wise, conditioning-wise, and hopefully get a little bit better.